All right. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Figured I'd come in here to take some questions this morning, just kind of go over whatever anybody had on their mind. Running two channels does not allow me to do a lot of comments a lot of the time, especially having a day job too. So these streams are a good way that if you have questions, I can kind of get to them all rapid fire. Just go over what's going on with the channels and everything. Just kind of see what's up, what everybody wants to see on the channel too. I have like every drink on the planet here. But yeah, so things have been crazy here. The studio is getting redone again. I'm going to redo it because of the flood we had here. So after today, I'm ripping everything down here and I have to do drywall and everything. So the studio is going to look a lot different after today. I thought this was going to be the last one I ever did probably. And then, obviously we had crazy temperatures this winter. And so the whole studio flooded. The only stuff that didn't was the stuff in here. I didn't lose any of this stuff, but this is a much bigger room than what you see. And the whole place was just destroyed. So got to kind of do everything now. So yeah, anyway, so that's why I kind of doing the live stream now. So I didn't have to record a video in here tomorrow because it's giving me a few days to actually get this place back up and running. I do kind of like making studios though. It's fun to try to figure it out. It's just fun to put this, to see how you can make a room look. Because most of the studios, the room does not look the way it looks on camera. This room looks completely different than what it looks like on camera. It's interesting. But yeah, so let's see. All right. This is a cool studio. Yeah, thank you. Let me see. I can put these comments on now. I keep forgetting. I stream. I don't stream very regularly. I should like do a monthly stream, help with getting videos out. But yeah, it's like a basement of a building. That's all it is. And then it's big. It's like a big basement, but a lot of it's just used for we just use it for storage, more like a storage unit. And then I use this part of it. So it's unlike the old studio, which I rented from that Rise commercial place, that big studio with all the corrugated steel. And I would have stayed there. It's just that our office got really busy and it was like 40 minutes from the office. And I had to commute from my old studio to the office and then back home. And then it was a commercial space. So there was like lots of semis, big rigs. So it was like a lot of noise and it was really hard to voice isolate. So that was kind of the issue there. So moving here is just a lot better. Will I ever do golf shoes? I have done golf shoes. Actually, I have a third channel that I've never posted on. It was for like the podiatry business, like my actual office. And I did one of the Nike, I think it was the Infinity Tour or something, the golf shoe. I just don't play golf. And I have a pretty good working knowledge of golf shoes because where I live, there's a huge golf tournament here every year, a huge PGA tournament here every year. And so there's a ton of golfers, there's a ton of country clubs around where I live. I don't live on a country club, but around like kind of in the 20 miles around where I live, there's a lot of country clubs. And so there's a ton of golfers, a ton of boomers, ton of golfers where I live. And so I work a lot with golfers, but I've just never kind of gotten into that. Like Jacques Slade does a ton of golf stuff. Honestly, his opinion would be who I would trust over mine. In terms of like knowing what's coming out, soon and kind of that kind of stuff. So that's who I would look to for there. I doubt I'll be doing, maybe, who knows? You never say never with that stuff. So, all right. Leaning shoes are under serious attack for overpronation in China. I actually commented on that Reddit thread a while ago. They're no worse than any other basketball shoe. All basketball shoes should allow some pronation or you're going to hurt, right? You either are neutral, you overpronate, or you oversupinate. And you want to allow more overpronation than underpronation. because if you don't, then you're going to send more shock up the lateral side of your leg, into your knee, into your IT band. So that's going to hurt a lot. Like I said, I've seen the video, but remember, it's also like, are the people not tying their shoes appropriately? And so then they're allowed to just twist through the shoe. So that can happen a lot. But they're no worse. And I started doing like the resting position of eversion on these shoes. And honestly, you can make them do whatever you want. Like when I was like standing on one limb and I kind of come down to do the eversion test, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting so much information. And then I'm like, well, wait a minute. If I just lean back and do it, it won't. If I lean forward, the shoe will pronate. And so it's like, I just stopped doing it because you can make it look like they're doing, I mean, obviously like, I'm not a scumbag, so I'm not going to just start trashing a shoe and just making it look like, but you can, like if I wanted to, like if I had some vendetta, like against leaning or against Anta or Nike or something, I was like, oh, look at this, it sucks. When in reality, it's just me being able to manipulate the shoe within it, or not tying it, just like doing some like, old school smoke and mirrors tricks. So yeah, I mean, I put it this way, if you tie your shoes appropriately, you put an orthotic in it, they're not going to be any. And the other thing is like leaning makes different shoes. So like, it's not a leaning shoe, but I don't review a lot of leaning. But like Way of Wade, like the D-Low 1 will pronate way more than something like the 12s. So it's like, it's not one company. It's just, it's models of shoe. So yeah, I mean, my undergrad, I'm not sure. So I Slippery Rock, obviously I got all my Slippery Rock stuff. And then for medical or podiatry school, it used to be OCPM, so Ohio College of Podiatric Medicine. So it used to be Case Western Reserve, then OCPM, and then Kent State bought it. So now it's Kent State College of, I don't know if it's like under Kent State College of Medicine or Podiatric Medicine, because I know they have like a physical therapy school, like 2 now. So it's technically now it's Kent State. So that is where I got my stuff from. What do I think about the PG1 retroing soon? Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I mean, obviously people want it, so they're going to give it. Who knows if they're going to make the same shoe or not? We'll see. Yeah, just what? Yeah. Jock Slade's great in terms of golf. Like, I mean, God, like it's nice that like somebody in the sneaker space like is doing a lot of it because like it fills a huge need. Because I've seen some like other golf channels do golf shoes, and it's basically like, oh, I got sent this, and so yay, it's great. Or they're not shoe reviewers, So let's see. 50-year-old point guard ankle made of tissue and history of ankle spraining playing on dusty courts equals 24/7. Yeah, 247 next is great. Yeah, I mean, the 24/7, the new one, like the low, is awesome. I had that. Where are those? I have them over there. I did those in like an aggregate video I did. I think it was like I tested a bunch of surprisingly good shoes. It's in that video. You can check it out, but those are great for ankle sprainers. EQLZ only like really makes one model. Like even though they have the 365 and the 24/7, like it's like almost the exact same shoe. There's a small tweaks, but that's good. I mean, it's the same reason why Raising Cane's has the best fast food because they make one thing. They make chicken. That's it. One thing. So they can do it really well. Same with EQLZ. They make kind of like one type of basketball shoes. They make it really, really, really well. So yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, that's where I would be. I think I've talked about the Jimmy Butler shoes and how I've kind of soured on them recently. So yeah. Your opinion, what sneakers insoles for Morton's Neuroma? Really anything with a wider toe box, and in terms of an orthotic or an insole, remember orthotics and insoles are different things. But anything that offloads your foot. So like sometimes you'll see them with these little teardrops right here. And that's all well and good, but those hurt my foot like crazy. I can't wear them. They hurt a lot of people's feet, those little cookies or teardrops. So I'd say as long as the arch offloads your forefoot appropriately, that's all we really need. So whatever orthotic you want to get that offloads that, let's go whatever fits your foot fine. It just can't be something that just pummels through, like, like a Move All Day or like Game Day probably wouldn't do anything versus like a Game Day Pro, which would actually prop you up, right? Like a Curex is going to pummel through versus like a power step pinnacle is going to hold you up and offload the forefoot. So, but obviously you need room for your metatarsals to splay, not your toes. That doesn't do anything. But in the forefoot, any type of that, you want these bones here to splay, this to splay out. The toes splaying doesn't do anything. That doesn't mean anything. It's the metatarsals being able to splay. So that's what you want. You want room in the midfoot for the metatarsals. All right. What are my thoughts on the Kobe 3 Low Pro-Tro? No, I'm not going to. I mean, I already did the other one. Honestly, it's like, to me, it's not a lot of difference there. And honestly, like a lot of the videos to me have not been like getting a lot of views recently. And so I got to pay for these shoes, contrary to what everybody says in the comment section where I'm like secretly getting paid by whoever, but no, probably not. Let's see. Low heel dropped. So I have a whole video on this. It's the truth about zero drop shoes. So just check that video out. It's a lot more. Yeah, negative drop, I would never recommend for anything at any point, anytime, ever, unless you've got like some really specific thing, but you can do those kind of exercises on a step. Negative heeled shoes I've seen do more damage than anything else. So yeah, that's just, God, that's like the next thing, right? People saying that's what you need. How long would it take the Nike GT Cut 1 really? Oh yeah, not long at all. I mean, God, if you get 2-3 months out of those, you'll be lucky. Can I recommend a pickleball shoe for a 200-pound, 54, I'm guessing year-old male? Meniscus surgery in July, also needing a knee replacement. I get the knee replacement. That's the shoe I would recommend. I mean, anything heavier, I'd always recommend Diadora, like the Blue Shield Tornios. They're just kind of the best out there for that in terms of especially offloading the knee. But just read your comment and then tell me what you need to do, put it that way. But yeah, I mean, the Tornios would be what I would say. The 3s, not the 2s. That's very specific. How does the Power Step Pinnacle high arch insole work? It's just a little higher than the regular, right? So I put it this way. I know some people like low arched insoles and higher arch. I hate them. I hate that because the normal insole, like the regular Pinnacle, that was made from the data of thousands of people's arches. Same with like all the other like super reputable brands, right? Of over-the-counter insoles. I'm not talking about the fly-by-night nonsense 3D printed garbage you see on Amazon and that kind of stuff. But like the really reputable brands of over-the-counter orthotics, they take so many arches to aggregate to make that arch. And so that standard arch, like that medium arch, is so well tuned to so many people. It's going to fit the most amount of people the best. And so you start going up high and low, and then it's just so much easier to mismatch that arch with yourself. So really it's just, they took their regular arch and propped it up a millimeter or two. That's it. I know some people like them. And if you need that, like if you're a super pancake flat foot and you have a lot of tibial torsion, right? Like it's twisting like this, then that's great. Then you should probably get it. Maybe, but to me, I don't think I have ever prescribed a high arched orthotic ever, like a specifically high arch. If I do that, I make them custom because they need to fit the person's foot. So if it's me, if you need that, I just go custom versus that. But I mean, some people like them. So don't get me wrong. I mean, some people like them. I've done like sponsored reels for their different arch heights, and that's great. I don't. Yeah, if you have trouble capturing your inner heel and first metatarsal, that means you probably need a custom orthotic, So that's the thing. You probably have some twisting or some, typically if you can't do that, your foot's twisted in like this, or you've got some torsion somewhere. And so I'd just go custom. That's what I would do. That's what I would counsel a patient on. Insertional Achilles tendonitis. Yeah. I mean, God, anything with anima foam. So like the Blue Shield Tornio, honestly, anything like K-Swiss right now. I haven't tried the Hypercore Express yet. It's right there. I'll be hitting with my dad with those pretty soon, but right now it's just such an easy catch-all. Let's see here. And then what was the other shoe I just did? It was so good. Oh yeah, the Lacoste AGLT Pro. That was really good. But for Achilles specifically, Theodore's, I think, are better. Do I have experience with the BOA lacing system? That was the first video I ever did on this channel. It was like 5 years ago. It was with BOA. So yes, lots of it. I love BOA. It's the best. I don't know why. Well, I know why it's on more shoes. It's expensive. The one problem is I actually had a BOA come out. Like I was twisting it because I do like a lot of like downhill mountain biking, my kid, and every year we go on like a mountain biking vacation, and twisting it to because I wear tennis shoes to bike because I feel like the herringbone's like really good on the nubs. And so I was using a pair of tennis shoes that have BOA, and I just went like this real quick and it just popped out. And I was able to kind of get it in and jerry rig it, but so yeah, I think that's the only bad thing about them. Yeah, I love BOA. GT Cut 3 or Joker 2 GT? Probably the Joker 2, just because it's got better ankle sprain protection. The GT Cut 3 Turbo is a great shoe. I mean, as much as I hate the GT Cut 3, I like the Turbo a lot. So I mean, either of them are good, but yeah, personally, I'd rather have the Joker 2 GT just because it's got that little, I think it's right over there. It's got the flange in the middle, so it's really good. Nike Free golf shoes. Oh, that's cool. Basketball shoe for wide footers. Yeah, I mean, there's honestly not a ton. So I'd probably say the P350, New Balance, and a 2 or a 4E. That's the simplest option. Long time no live. Long time no live. Yeah, hey, pretty good. I was just saying at the beginning of the stream, the studio's got to get torn up because we had the flood a month or two ago, and we're finally getting to painting and drywall and everything. So I haven't honestly just had time to do more than a few things. So plus I'm trying to get the second channel rolling again and getting that done. That's honestly been kind of doing pretty well. So yeah, go over, subscribe to Foot Doctors Act Dubs, DUBBS. That's the second channel. That's where all the shoe reviews are going now. Like all the individual, small, just raw shoe reviews are going. And then this channel, the main channel, is a lot more bigger topic, that kind of stuff. It takes longer to produce type thing. See, I'm not sure my foot type, but I'm guessing I have a wide foot with flat feet. I have problems with shoes, midfoot pinching. Yeah, I mean, you got to know your actual size. You have to know your heel to ball and your heel to toe and then your width. And then you could actually start figuring out what shoes they get. But if you don't know that, you're, throwing spaghetti against the wall. What is the best Kobe shoe? Well, if you ask the NBA, it's the Kobe 6, and then the Kobe 5, and then the Kobe 4. I personally like the Kobe 4 the best, but that's just me. The best training or running shoe, 13 wide, extra depth. You wear a carbon. Why do you wear a carbon fiber orthotic? I guess that would be the first question. But I mean, best running or training shoes, to me is the New Balance 860. The Brooks Adrenaline though is really good too. Sports heel caps. You mean cups? Probably cups. Tully's are the ones that we use at the office. Tully's heel cups, but I don't use heel cups for Achilles anymore. I just use orthotics with a deep heel cup. So I used to use heel cups all the time. I kind of stopped. I figured I'm going to put something in the shoe. Why not just put an orthotic in it? Because a heel cup doesn't offload anything else. Then it artificially jacks the heel up. So that suggestion for diabetic with foot complications, need to see a doctor and actually have that, molded to your foot. Typically with diabetes, you can have a diabetic insole made for you. But I'm not going to get into that because I don't know. Those are because of skin breakdown complications. That stuff is person dependent. There's not a real panacea, big time answer I can give on a live stream. Do I recommend adding an orthotic to a drop-in? No, you can't add, or you can't put orthotics in drop-in midsoles, except for some of the series player only shoes because they're flat. But even so, you're stacking things, right? So if you're holding one book, right, very easy. You can hold the book. If you've got 10 books, you start to wobble. Same concept. So no, never. If you need orthotics, don't wear drop-ins. Honestly, I still don't like drop-ins. Me personally, I just don't like them. I think I've recommended one drop-in midsole in my office. There was a kid who just loved the feel of drop-ins, and he thought that's like what was going to, and so I think I recommended the 808s, and he liked them. But like I just feel like you lose so much versatility with a drop-in. I know some people like them. You don't need orthotics. You have problems, and great, go for it. But I feel like you lose so much more than you gain with a drop-in from my perspective. That's not a playing perspective in terms of basketball. It's a doctor perspective. But like, if you look at Serena Williams, like she had a drop-in shoe. Her personal one didn't. She actually got rid of it. And so the one they were selling was the drop-in. She was using a standard shoe with an orthotic. So it's like, even her, like, I don't know. It's just, to me, and I think a lot of pros like that. I'll bet you if you look at LeBron shoes, this is probably like a quote unquote drop in. It's probably a regular shoe with an orthotic in it. I would guess. Cause like, how could you, from LeBron, how could you go to the shoes he was wearing with the huge orthotic he had in his shoe to that drop? It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't pass the smell test. My fan of Nike DNs. Yes, the DN8 I love, the DN I hate. For some reason, I think it's the PSI and the air tubes, but the DN8, love them. I wear those, or I did wear them in the winter time this year because I have the red one, so I was wearing them for like Christmas time all the time. I loved them. The DNs I wore to the Olympics in Paris. I wore them around. It gave me plantar fasciitis. They were awful. I don't know why. I think it's just the way that they're tuned, the different ones. But yeah, the DN8s are awesome. Love those. Let's see. Any plans? The Adidas believe that? No, I mean, my studio changed. I mean, I'm also like getting a like kind of like a remote type studio, like just a little roller. I can just do reviews with my phone. I was testing it out on the second channel with the video was, what was it, like 5 tennis shoes to avoid. And it was just me and a little rolling tripod with my cell phone videoing. So I mean, if I need to. Thing is, like, you don't need any of this stuff to do shoes. Like, you can literally hold a phone up to yourself and talk. Like, a lot of people do that and their videos do great. So, I mean, this is all just for my own ego, I guess. I have no idea. I just like the way that, I just like having a studio. It's fun. That's my own edification. Just makes it more fun to do videos, but you could review a shoe in your bedroom with your iPhone, so no. Although I will tell you what, doing all the different tests slows me down a lot. Like, sometimes I wish I'd have never started all the tests and I just came in and like, this is good for this, that, and the other thing, and just moved on. Like, 4-minute review, like a minute for each section of the shoe, and that's it. Boom, done. I think my life would have been a whole lot easier, but it's like, now the expectation is you do all these tests. So yeah. What are some good looking shoes for walking every day? Good looking shoes? I have no idea. Talk to Seth or Wear Testers or Jock Slade or something about good looking. That's not my department. My favorite shoe currently is the Wade 12 Encore. Bought 2 pairs based on your recommendation. I mean, the 13 or the 14, actually not the 13, more the 14. Why did I rate the 14 that high? I mean, watch the video. I don't know. I mean, I liked them. They're a good all around shoe and they not too stiff. But yeah, watch the video. I mean, I kind of went over it in pretty painstaking detail in the video why I liked them so much. You are welcome. What insoles are good for wide footers? So usually I say, try to get your insoles on, insoles, I don't know. Are you talking about insoles or orthotics? So orthotics, I assume you're saying, you basically want to get them at the bottom of the range. So hopefully if you're someone that's like me, like size 11, a lot of times mine are size either 10 to 11 or 10 and a half to 12. And so I'm like right in the middle of the range. So it's hard to cut mine, but a lot of mine I've been seeing, they go from 11 to 13 now. And so you can kind of cut the forefoot to be wide, or you just get the wide version of the orthotic. Like, I know Power Step makes a wide pinnacle. They don't make a wide anything else. They might make a wide pulse. I'm not sure, but you can get the wider arched version of it. It just depends. You have a wide arch, you have a wide forefoot. If you have a wide forefoot, it doesn't matter. Just cut just get the orthotic at the bottom of your size range. And that way you can cut the forefoot to be bigger. Best shoe to replace the 2A V5. I did a video on this. The 361 Big 3 4.0, I think. Yeah, it sucks that they discontinued it. What a stupid thing to do. I'm sorry. So that was the dumbest thing to do. Like, I get it. You're making room for the signatures and the maxis and whatever, and Cooper flag and stuff. But why make like why make those other shoes? You could literally just you have the same molds, the 2As. Like, that 2A mold really has not changed in a few years. Like, they just tweaked it a little bit. It's not that much different. Wouldn't that save more money and just keep that shoe? It sells out all the time. Like, you can't find them anywhere. Even in Joe's New Balance, you can't find them. So obviously they're selling well, right? Those P350s aren't selling well. I mean, like, they're still, talk about just bonehead dumb. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, sorry. My wife has very flat feet and plantar fasciitis. What are shoes Orthotics recommends for workouts and walking? I mean, honestly, the easiest one for a woman is Brooks Aerial. That's like the simplest answer. But I have no idea what kind of foot she has. I don't know about Orthotics. You have to see what kind of, her actual foot shape and stuff. But the catch-all shoe is the Aerial. That's for most people. Some people don't like them. What do you think about shoes like New Balance, Fresh Foam X, more V6 that have the American? So that is basically just something that you apply for, right? And they look and make sure it does no harm. I'm pretty sure you got to pay. I'm not sure you have to pay, but I'm sure I don't know what's going on. But to me, that means absolutely diddly squat. Especially because I know, not right now, I'm not saying anybody right now, but I've seen before some people that are on committees like that. And so I take no stock in that at all. Zero. I would rather, honestly, that, like, I take more stock in, does like Seth Fowler find them comfortable? Does wear testers think they're good? Did did Chris not hurt his knee playing in I would take more stock in that than the APMA seal of approval. I'm not being facetious, 100%. Yeah. So like I said, that's something you apply for. They don't go out and find. That would be awesome if they did. If there was a committee of people that knew what they were talking about with shoes specifically in the APMA, and then went out and grabbed shoes. Like, there's 5 shoes or 10 shoes a year that get that approval. They're so good. They fit so many people well. But the problem is that everybody and every body is different. And so one shoe that's really good for certain people is going to be terrible for somebody else. Where someone's going to hate. And so it's hard to just say a shoe is good because it's got the APMA seal. It's like being A-rated with the Better Business Bureau. Who cares? How many contractors have you seen in your life that have a seal with the BBB and quit halfway through a job, right? So I'm not saying anything about the committee or the APMA right now, God forbid. But I couldn't care less. Now, the More V6 is a great shoe. So that's a good one for sure. But there's also things that have the APMA seal of approval that are. So, I think it's the nature that you submit something for approval. And as long as it does no harm, as long as it's not actively harming somebody in their view, you'll probably get it. I think it's just the process of doing it. Like I said, I don't know the exact final steps of that process. I know there's an application then, but I don't know what the final steps are of that. But I honestly, I wouldn't. That's the last thing that I would look for, to be honest. Which is sad, because it's our big committee, right? That and ACFAS are our big committees. And so, but yeah, I've just seen way too many bad shoes get that seal of approval, and bad orthotics, frankly, get that seal of approval. So Wow 2 or Joker GT. Probably the 12s. Kobe 6, 10 with thick socks. In 2026, is the New Balance Coco CG1 a decent buy? Yeah, of course. No, the Coco CG1, honestly, the CG2 is really good, but the ones are more forgiving in terms of fit. I still have a pair of ones over there. I mean, I'd still wear them. Thing is, shoes have not changed all that much, right? Why do you think Yannick Sinner is still wearing a shoe from like 2000, what, 17, 18? I don't know, something like that. Like with a paint job. I mean, put it this way, as long as it's not a brick underfoot, anything from the last 5-10 years is fine. I mean, as long as it's not, hasn't been brittled and, crumbling. But like like if they made a dead stock version of a shoe from 2020, it's fine, right? Like not much has changed. Some different things that come out the foam and they're a little better. There's incremental change. But I mean, like I still have a pair of Nike GP Turbos. That's from 2020 or maybe 2021. And like I have the laces taken out and the tongue is cut because I was doing something with them. But like I would play in those, still. So yeah, no, it's fine. What hoodie am I wearing? This one? It's just an Under Armour one. My mom got me this at an outlet. So I have no idea. Trying to find a pullover hoodie without pockets. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, this is just I think my mom got this in an outlet for me. I have no idea. I'll tell you what, as much as like I dislike Under Armour shoes a lot of times, I think I have more Under Armour clothes. Like I love Under Armour clothes. Like their version of dry fit or like polyester or whatever, I feel like is the most comfortable. I've got like like the actual, like what Under Armour used to be, like the undershirts. Like I have a ton of those, like the compression shirts for winter and stuff. But yeah, I love Under Armour clothes. They're not super expensive. Like I've had this for a while. It's great. Yeah, I love this shirt. But yeah, it's just a standard Under Armour, like dry fit hoodie or like a waffle hoodie. Yes, I appreciate. Yeah, like I said, I know people like the test, and honestly, like I like doing them. It just takes a while, and I'm thinking of changing up the bounce height test to something that actually fits in that tube, so I don't have to keep doing it until the ball doesn't hit anything, because that gets really annoying. It's nice because it's got air, so you can see it better, and I feel like it's a better test because like there's no friction going down, but at the same time, it's getting annoying. So it's interesting though. I saw a thing on Instagram about Nike and how they test the rebound, and it's a sheet of foam in a box, like an acrylic box, and they just drop it from a height and it shows like 50%, 75%. So they're doing it with a ball bearing it looks like it's smaller than the one I use, which is interesting. And so it was validating, that they're like doing the exact same test I'm doing. See, I thought that the tests were like what set them apart, but honestly, I feel like if you look at all my data on the videos, it's the retention graph spikes as soon as people see the shoe, and then everybody dips, and then they come back in when I tell them what the fit's like. Like those are the two spikes. And so I used to think that too, but I honestly think it's fit and like people with pain that want to know if a shoe is good for that. Like honestly, I feel like that's kind of where my channel has gone. But yeah. Should I go for the Book 2 mesh version? I don't know. I haven't tried the Book 2 mesh version, but I'm not going to. The shape of that shoe, I don't know if mesh is going to do it. Like, yeah, they're more stable of a shoe, but the shape of them I thought was so bad. I don't know, maybe I will try them. Like if, put it this way, if I could, just get them and send them back, like just, wear them for a minute, do a short on them and like just return them. I just don't feel like spending the money on them, like everything is so expensive anymore. Like, oh my God. Like if you don't get the shoes sent to you and you're like, God bless anyone. I get comments all the time. Like, oh, I'm about to start my shoe review channel. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, like $200 just pop on every shoe. Like good luck. Like I'm lucky now because a lot of stuff gets sent. Not everything, but I'd say, 25, 30% of the shoes I review get sent to me now, which is like a huge help. But if I had to start again, the way I was doing it beforehand, where I'm like paying for every single shoe, and trying to pump out like 2 to 3 videos a week. Because if you don't do a lot of reviews on a shoe review channel, you're not going to grow. Like anymore, it doesn't, like for me, like I'm over 300,000 and it's like, I don't have like that crazy urge to like, okay, I got to get as many subscribers a week as I can. I'm kind of just, at this point, I just like it, so I keep doing it. And it helps my practice and it helps keep me sharp for like my sports medicine practice. So I like, but like, honestly, I don't know how people afford it now to like get started if you don't have like any help, or even like, because getting affiliate codes is also really hard. Like it's really hard to get affiliates with these companies. Um, like, and even just getting affiliate sales really helps defer the cost of the shoes for people. And so if you're starting out and you don't have like even any affiliate links you can give, it's hard. I mean, like I did it, it's super hard. And I started in the tennis space where, the tennis space, it's like 10 guys on Talk Tennis on tenniswarehouse.com. And like, those are the people, I think that's the tennis audience. Right. And like, and my dad. Right. And so that was really hard to grow until I started like, until I basically got over my fear of reviewing basketball shoes. Cause I was like, oh, like, I suck. I'm short. No one's going to care. But as soon as I got over that, you know, that kind of really helped the channel, just doing like more general shoes. But yeah, it's hard. So like thinking about like, okay, so I got to go buy the Book 2 mesh and test it. And it's like, is the video even going to do well? Do I even care? Is it even good? Like, what if it sucks? Now I'm just doing another like Nike sucks video. Like, and I hate doing, like every once in a while when there's something to say, it's good. But it's like, after a while, it's just like, all right, yeah, okay. It's like, it's kind of like the same tired thing, Yeah, okay. The Wade 10 or 12. I don't know. I like the 12 more, the more that I have been in both shoes a lot. So yeah, you're right. Yes, Gojira. That is 100% right. That is like the biggest fumble in basketball shoes. Like, you talk about what's like, all I ever see on Instagram is like somebody fumbled some woman, right? Like, oh, like this should have been on all those pages, like New Balance fumbling this. Like that should be the girlfriend that they fumbled. That should be the meme. Because stupid. It's just stupidity. Sorry. Dumb. Especially because like every other part of New Balance is great. Tennis, great. Running, great. Casual, the GOAT of casual shoes is New Balance. Like nobody else comes close to New Balance in the casual space. Don't even come close. And yet, probably like their most marketable vertical, which is basketball. And they do this. Stupidity. All right. 240 to 250 pound athlete who wants cushion shoes, but not too much. I don't know. I don't know what sport you're playing. So I'd have to know what sport you're playing. Custom carbon fiber orthotic with a Morton's extension and bridge for neuroma. Well, I'd like to see that. Jeez. Carbon fiber for a Morton's neuroma. That's something else. No, I've tried a bunch of Fila shoes and like, yeah, no, honestly, I forget who at Tennis Warehouse. It was Jay. I forget. One of them wore them and really liked them. But I haven't been in them. Honestly, I haven't been in a Fila in a while. If someone sends me, I'll probably take a look. But no, not really. Let's see. Tax collector. I'm not sure I want to take your question. See, any reasons why soft shoes for me, Saucony Endorphin Elite 2 really causes my calves? Yeah, because super soft shoes make your perineals contract more. The muscles on the side over here, on the side of your leg, that's the main stabilizer of your leg. Second is the Achilles tendon. And so if it's super soft, you're going to get more micro motion in the heel. The more micro motion in the heel you have, the more that muscle on the outside of your leg has to tense up. So it's going to hurt. Yeah, we'll see. It's not much different than the one. You just come all the way for customers to try their shoes on before buying. Oh, Way of Wade. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if they had a U.S. store, that'd be cool. Or if they just sold to U.S. stores. But yeah, that's the problem with any, online purchasing. It's hard, even with even like my reviews. I mean, you can only do so much with the raw numbers because the uppers are going to break in a certain way. Different foot types are going to like them differently. You can watch a billion reviews and then go in them and they still fit you wrong, so that's tough. Yeah, they should. I mean, honestly, they should get a contract with somebody, to do that. It is nice to be able to go in store and buy them. Thoughts on the Sabrina 3s? I did a whole video on them. I love the Sabrina 3s. I don't understand why they're pumping signatures out so quick, though. Like, honestly, I feel like Nike should go on a 2-year cycle like ASICS does. So whereas half of their shoes release 1 year, half of them release the next. So every year you're getting new ones, but the one model year has 2 years of cycle. I feel like, number one, they would make better shoes because they get more customer feedback. They would sell more shoes because you would buy multiple pairs because they like them more. Then people are like, oh, maybe I'll wait and I'll get that one. I don't know. So I feel like they'd sell more of the same shoe. Like if Nike and Adidas did the ASICS model and just did every other year with a different one, and then have them. So half the shoes are coming out one year, half of them are coming out the next. Because it's like, do we really need another Tatum shoe? Like, do we really need another Freak right now? With how bad they've been, like, we really need another one right now. I mean, the Freaks have been all right this last model year, but I'm just saying, like, it's just over and over and over again. It seems like we're getting the same shoe. And honestly, it's getting boring. Like, I know I'm bored with a lot of that. I know you are bored with a lot of that because I see the numbers. Like, I see the review numbers, right? Because it's funny, my videos as a whole right now, my views have never been higher. But on those models, my views have never been lower, which is very interesting. It goes to shit. It's a sign of the times. Because I thought to myself, like, man, do people just like hate me now? Like, am I washed or whatever the phrase is? And then I looked and I was like, well, all my other videos are doing like way better in terms of views. But all like these types of videos, like the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh model year of the same shoe, those views are going way down versus back in like 2021, 2022, where they were just rock solid. So like I said, I think I'm bored with that stuff. I think you're bored with that stuff. I just think those types of shoes just maybe need to, if you went on an every other year cycle, you cut. I mean, that's what I would do. So, sorry, did I delete that? No. Future of the Air Jordan flagship series. They better go back to what used to work. I mean, thing is, people are going to buy them because they're Jordans, and people are going to argue with me in my video comment section because I'm not 6'5" and I suck at basketball and I don't know what I'm talking about. But they were doing fine up until like the 37. They were great. If they just went back to what they were doing there, they'd be fine. But I don't know if you saw like all the layoffs that Nike's been doing. I mean, I don't see it getting better. I mean, the more human power you lose, the less ideas you're going to generate. I don't know. I would be weird. I don't know. I don't see it getting much better. The thing is like, I mean, Air Jordan, it's just Nike. They know how to make a good shoe. Like if you watch my most recent video on the Zagamas, like I swear to God, like everybody could wear those. Like that's like the shoe for everybody. It's so good. It's like one of the best shoes that's been made this year. I mean, just flat out in general, best shoe. Like they still know how to make good shoes. The A2s, fantastic. I mean, they're not anything world beating, but they're great. Like people ask like, well, why does Nike use Cushlon so much? Well, when you have airbags in the shoe, you don't need to use thermoplastic foam because you can get kind of the feeling of bounce from the tensile air. So you can put something more comfortable like Cushlon in. And I like that. And so it's like, the A1 was fantastic. The A2 is really good. Obviously they can make good running shoes. It's like, they know how to do it. So I don't know what's going on with the Air Jordan line. If it's just going, I don't know. I have no idea, but we'll see. I mean, you never know. the next model year could be great. Like I said, the Jordan 36 is still one of the best. I mean, if you want a great basketball shoe, if you can find a Jordan 36 at a decent price, that's still one of the best shoes out there. It's not like they haven't been doing it. So I actually have a video on stretches for plantar fasciitis. There's only one that I usually do for people. It's eccentric loading on a step with the skiing modification, the tilting. It's on my shorts. So you can watch it on my shorts, but that's usually the only thing I recommend. Oh my God, this is funny. So neither, but the GT Cut 3 Turbo, I like. The GT Cut 4, go watch my video and then you'll know why I don't like the GT Cut 4. Oh my God. What is all green? You mean like recycled materials? I haven't noticed that they've lost really any durability. Play with the Kobe 4 for almost a year. Can't find anything similar to the Kobe being hard to get in my area. Yeah, I mean, the Sabrinas are probably going to be the closest thing you're going to get. Daily shoe. Usually like the 860 or the Beast are really good. Like the New Balance 860, the 860 or the Brooks Beast are really good. Let's see. Rest in peace, jump height test. Yeah. That one's fun because it's like just fun to look at. But like I remember saying in my videos a few times, like, hey, this is like completely unscientific. This is just fun to do. And then like in every video, all I get is people not listening to the video or not watching the video and then just arguing how it's not objective. Like, of course it's not objective. Neither is any of this other stuff. It's one person doing it. Like these aren't double-blinded tests. This is all subjective, because that's the thing. Even if I give you all the numbers, you can tell my thoughts just based on my affect in the video. You can probably tell how I feel about a shoe. I start rolling my eyes at it or something. I mean, so none of this stuff is bench testing. None of this is getting into like the Journal of Bone and Joint Surgery. So it's all subjective. I like doing the jump heights. It's fun. But I was just so sick of hearing it. I was so sick of it. Just the same tired trope in every comment section all the time. Yeah, so just stop doing that. Who do I think will win the NBA Finals? Probably OKC. Let's see here. Let's see. On most shoes, the padding of the heel cup is not durable or there's heel slippage. Surely they can figure it out more compliant, durable. Yeah. That happens to a lot of shoes now, especially with certain foot types. The other thing is your foot shape might be changing and you're rubbing it weird. And you're one of those people that rubs the back of the shoe weird. A lot of people just put moleskin back there and it stops that completely. Yes, you are right. You are welcome for all the content. I have no idea even what comment that's referring to. Let's see. Am I planning on getting the Gamma 2s? Probably not. It's funny. I got a message from Kickzone. They were asking like what shoe I wanted. Because like usually they'll send me like one shoe a month. They'll just get in touch with me like, hey, is there anything you need to review? And I think I saw the Gamma 2s and I just passed because they look the same as the ones. I know Li Ning sent me the ones themselves it was like 2 years ago. But I haven't heard hide nor hair from them. Honestly, I mean, if you like the one, just watch my review of the ones. If you like the ones, you like the twos. I don't think there's a ton different. But yeah. I put it this way. The Jaw 4. I'm going to say this. That shoe is going to... I have no faith in anything in that line. Because when I saw the 3s come out, from just the images, like the first, I was like, oh man, like they're integrating the uppers with the midsole. There might be a lot more containment. And the Jaw 3 is like one of the worst shoes I think it's been put out in the last 5 years. I mean, yeah, they look really cool. And I would buy them just to like look cool in, like to wear them in the office. Like people like, ooh, hey doc, look what kind of shoes you have. Like they're good for that. But I mean, they're the most poorly thought out shoes I think I've ever seen. Like there's not one part of that shoe that I feel like is so. We'll see. I can't wait to find out. I mean, who knows? They could be great. That's happened. You get bad model years and all, like the Freak line. The Freak line was terrible for a little while. Then all of a sudden, Freak 7 comes out and they're good. So I don't know. We'll see, but I have no hope for that. If I could design a GT Cut 4, how do I do it? I'd take the GT Cut 1 and make it a non-drop-in. That's what I would do. I get a lot of ankle injuries on a shifty guard. Any Nike? No, I cannot recommend any Nike shoes. I mean, maybe the A2, right? Those are good. But for ankle sprainers, for ankle sprainers, I think the Freaks are okay, like the 7s. But I don't know if they're like shifty enough. But yeah, I mean, the A2 is probably decent. Okay. Let me see. I just want to say, as a pretty good athlete, basketball player, your opinions have always aligned my experiences on court. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Hey, Doc, I'm really curious about football boots. Is it possible to have a lot of cushion? Well, the thing is, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're talking about real football or American football or Taylor Swift ball, is that you're playing on soft earth. And so if the shoe is really cushioned, it's going to be really hard to produce any power, right? To produce any push off. And so you can line them with, like, you can glue Poron to the heel, which a lot of people do. They'll kind of rough up the heel underneath and then glue and then skive some Poron, some thin Poron, put it back there, some EVA, and do that. I've done that for some boots. The other thing you can do now is because nylon composite, because polypropylene is getting so good and thin, you can make a really low profile orthotic with a heel cutout, and then you can put whatever you want in the heel. So you can put like a urethane heel in there, like Remind does. You can put like a thinner eTPU, think like a really thin Boost, and put it in there. So like you can do that. So yeah. Also a stability issue. Yeah. I mean, to me, it's that's why that's why you see all older football players with, terrible knees, and none of them can work out anymore. And they all gain a bunch of weight just because, they just kill themselves in those shoes for so many years. What matters more outdoors, rubber hardness or groove depth? It depends on how crappy of a surface you're playing in. So rubber hardness, if you're playing on a more uniform surface, groove depth is going to be if you're playing on more of a uneven surface, because then your boots have to be the standard factor, right? So if you're playing on, like, if someone doesn't roll the turf and you're playing on this, well, then your boot has to be consistent. Versus if it's even, then the rubber hardness is going to matter so much more, because then you've got an even surface to go on. Then, yeah. If you could Frankenstein the perfect basketball sneaker from different brands, what would you put together? I mean, honestly, it wouldn't be much different than the two ways, with maybe like some Ultra Boost, or not Ultra Boost, like Jet Boost in the forefoot and a bigger flange. That'd probably be it. Thing is, like, it doesn't take much to make like the perfect shoe, at least for me. And there is no perfect shoe, right? It's just like what I like, but it doesn't take much, So, and then obviously now with what we've found out about toe box width and that stuff, and how that can actually help the lever arm of your big toe, obviously you got to put a little bit more room under there. What are some leg injuries so hard to recover from? Do injuries just permanently alter leg structure and mechanics? Yeah, I mean, typically like Liz Frank injuries are the worst you can get. Like even Achilles ruptures anymore are not death sentences for a career, with how good things are getting, like, especially because like you can shockwave therapy in Achilles all the time now. During the time, if you're going to do surgery, at the time of surgery, you can open it up, do PRP. That's one of the reasons why Luka's not doing too well with the PRP injections. Because, and I don't know, I mean, this dude's got access to the best doctors on the planet, and no one read the article saying that injectable PRP has like not nearly the effectiveness of open surgery in PRP. So there's a really good study a few years ago that found that if you open up the body, do nothing else, just literally open up, visualize whatever structure you are, let's say it's a tendon, put the PRP and open, sew back over it, then PRP has been shown to have a statistically significant improvement in your outcomes. Injectable PRP does nothing. and spit, it's better. So like, that's why like you see people go more to like prolotherapy, dry needling, things like that, shockwave, because it's been shown it does just as much as PRP does. If you're not doing the studies that are paid for by the PRP, the centrifuge companies. And so I don't know why the other thing is you can get PRP injections here. Like, are they just able to do higher concentrations? I have no idea, but like you can get the centrifuge, just spin it however you want, right? Because there's platelet rich plasma and there's platelet poor plasma. So you can do both. You can get the concentration different. So I don't know why he felt the need to go to Europe because I thought to myself, like, are they doing like something that's not FDA approved? And from what I'm seeing, it's PRP. And I'm like, and then they're doing injectable PR. Like, why? Yeah, I don't know. It was funny though, because I remember in residency, I had an attending who would literally just take. It was like it was a pickup, and to take a back of a pickup because PRP it looks like jelly, like it looks like Jello. That's what it looks like, and he'd just take it on this little thing, this little bit, and he just literally just dump it into the surgery field, like into the wound, right? Like say we're doing, I don't know, like an Achilles thing. He just pop it, like literally just take it, scoop it, and like he's scooping ice cream. And I remember being a first year resident and talking to one of like the senior residents, and I was like, "This isn't gonna do anything." And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oof." He's like, "Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, I know." Meanwhile, we had no idea what we were talking about. People were doing fantastic. They were doing unreal, and he wasn't doing much in terms of repair. Like we'd be doing these big perineal repairs, big tendon repairs on the side, and he'd literally be putting a few stitches in and then dumping PRP in there. And I'm like, "Oh my god, like is this like malpractice?" And then 4 weeks later, they're like, "Oh, my foot's never felt better." I'm like, "Oh my god!" Like you knew what he was doing, So the PRP it does well, but you have to do it appropriately. You got to open the body up and put it in there. I don't know why it's that the injectable doesn't do as well, but it doesn't. So, okay. I mean, can you tell me the best running shoes and top performance shoes? It just depends on what you need. I have no idea. It depends on your needs. There's no right answer to that question. I mean, there's what I like, but it just depends. Like, what are you doing? Are you just going on jogging? Are you trying to PR to 10K of ultra marathon? I have no idea. What you recommend for shin splints? I don't know what sport you're playing. But in terms of casual or running shoes, the New Balance 860 is one of the best for shin splints. I've been hooked on the Ultra Boost line. Yeah, they're great. So the thing is, like, are you talking like you want the slipper tongue with the Ultra Boost? There's nothing like the Ultra Boosts. Like they are one of a kind. So in that regard, unless you kind of start going to like the Chinese brand running shoes with the eTPU under them, like that's like you could look at like Li Ning stuff or maybe like some of Anta's stuff or 361 makes running shoes now with like the eTPUs. So that's what you're talking about. You're talking like the mesh uppers. There's like not much. Wondering why only a few brands, the Chinese brands, Adidas, Hoka only have adopted CPU outsoles. Oh, cast polyurethane. So is it always better? Like I've noticed that some are good and some are not that great. Some of them need significant break-in. Some of them like are inconsistent. It's more expensive. I mean, it's not that much more expensive. It is lighter and in some instances more durable. I've found like other polyurethane, it can harden in weird temperatures. Like it can kind of get brittle over time as I've used them more and more. Like, yeah, it's like the shiny new object, right? When you get them and they're nice. But I have found that I'll come back downstairs and I'll get my stuff to like go out and play or whatever. And if it's like really cold, and then all of a sudden, like they don't feel like they need warmed up, like versus like just a more premium rubber doesn't. So I think that once it's clearly a better technology, then more people will do it. But I think as of right now, like a lot of rubber is just fine. Like if you look at, let's say outdoor basketball, tennis, or pickleball, Nike XDR, I feel like is still fine. Like that is still a great rubber compound. Like Yonex, their rubber, I'd rather have that than cast polyurethane. A6 rubber, I'd still rather have A6 rubber than cast polyurethane. So I feel it has better feel. It doesn't harden. It doesn't like get brittle. So that's kind of my thought, is that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So do you have any plans to get Audios Pro Evo 4 that breaks up for marathon? Yeah, I might get them. It's not, the shoes do a lot in terms of like when we went from tempo to super shoes, that did a lot. But I think anymore, it's the athlete, it's not the shoe. But yeah, it is interesting. And they are, honestly, like, yeah. Newest on tennis shoe review. Oh, you mean on the Roger Pro 3? Yes. So Tennis Warehouse shipped mine out on Friday. So I'm heading to Pittsburgh on this Friday, and I'm going to be reviewing a bunch of tennis shoes. I got the Xenons that haven't come out. I've got the K-Swiss Hypercourt Express 3 on Roger Pro 3. I think that's it. I was supposed to have the new Flies from Diadora, and I was supposed to have the 996 and the 796, but they never showed. That's the other thing. Like, these companies will tell me that these things are coming, so then I don't go out and buy them or look for them elsewhere, and then they never show up. So like, that's the other kind of odd thing. Like, why do you tell me they're coming? Don't you? I don't know. Like, I'd rather you just say no. Like, no, we're not going to send them. Okay, then I'll just go find them somewhere else. But yeah, so hopefully I have some more. Oh yeah, I have the K-Frame Rublo clay too. Sprained foot from pickleball. Now, is that a Liz Frank? Is that an ankle sprain? Is that a turf toe? I don't know what that means. So you got to be more specific. What is the best hoop shoe right now? There really is. I know, to me, in terms of indoor, honestly, right now, I think the best made basketball shoe is the A6 Swift Ace Yuki. I think that is the best one right now. And then like the Joker 2 is really good for indoor. Outdoor is probably the sitting right there. I don't even know what to say. ST Flare, the Nike ST Flare. What's your pickleball? Oh, I don't have a rating. Yeah, I don't play competitively enough. Like in tennis, I was a 5.0. Now I'm just a hack. But I have no idea what my pickleball rating would be. I don't play competitively enough. I'm usually always just like screwing around to test shoes. Honestly, like I haven't played competitive tennis either since. God, I have no idea like when's the last time I've played a match that actually meant anything. You know what I mean? Like for anything on the line. So yeah, it's all smoke and mirrors. I'm just a hack now. I have a partial toe amputation. I feel like my foot has gotten wider. Yeah, if they cut a ligament, that's a restraining structure, then yeah, sure, you could be a little wider. Or you're just thinking it because your foot is not as long, so you're looking at it more wide than long. So it might just be up here, or an optical illusion. So it's the best orthotic for flat-footed big athletes for mainly cushion. So mainly cushion. Probably a Remind. If you're looking for mainly cushion, or mainly cushion. Yeah, I was going to say, because you got structure, or you got cushion. So I'd say either the Remind, one of them, they're beefier ones, like the Remedy or whatever. If you're looking for cushion, I'd probably say, I like the Bridge for cushion. But I don't know if it'll hold you up as much as you like. So yeah, either that or the Pulse, the Power Step Pulse would be like cushion. If you're looking for straight cushion, then it's Remind. Have I tried any New Balance skateboard shoes? Absolutely. They're awesome. They are out of this world. Yep. 100%. What do you think of the Kobe 6 as a lifestyle shoe? Here's what I think. I think you got one life to live. And if they make you feel happy when you're wearing them and you like it, then go for it. Yeah. I'll wear basketball shoes for casual. It's just people are afraid to wear shoes like that because they don't want to get them dirty and things, which is, I think kind of stupid because if you buy a shoe, you buy it to wear it. And I feel like celebrities have kind of perpetuated that, where they got to keep everything like they're on Celebrity Row, right? At an NBA or WNBA or an NCAA game. And like, what's his face? Like has a pillow for his shoes and stuff. And like, I think that's like that. But I feel like if you got the shoes you want to wear them and make you feel good, then do it, right? Like, how many weeks we have in our lives? Like 4,000 weeks, right? Don't waste them worrying about if you should wear something or not, if it's cool or not. Like if you like it, go do it. That's what I have to say about that. All right. I think I am caught up. Or hold on, dear. I got one more video, one more question here. I got another question. If you have a question, answer them now or ask them now, because I'll be bringing this plane in for a landing once these questions get asked. Do I have any recommendations for ankle braces for sports like volleyball that'll help with lateral stability but not limit dorsiflexion while jumping? Man, do I have a brace for you. And now I forget the name of it. It's Aaron Cooper, not his brace. He helped design it. Oh my God. Hold on. Yeah, I do. No, I don't know what the, let me see here. Hold on. I'm getting it. Oh, what is that thing called? Oh my God. Someone in the comments say it. I'm like totally blanking. I've been live streaming for too long, but, I keep wanting to say APL, but it's not APL. Better Guards, the Better Guards ankle brace. APL. My mom got a pair of APL shoes. I got it out of my mind. Yeah, Better Guards. That's probably what you want. Now, the only bad thing about Better Guards is they're not going to protect against CFL sprains or PTFL sprains, but they will protect against an ATFL, and they really don't limit any motion whatsoever. So, yeah, that's probably, you can check out my video. I may have a discount code for them too. I'm not sure. Check out my video on. What do I think is the most popular lifestyle shoe? Oh, probably the Jordan 1 or the Dunk Low, probably. For almost a year now, I've been feeling like my right heel is shrinking heel disease. Oh, very rare. Might be a proprioception thing. Honestly, it's probably a nerve thing. You probably have a pinched nerve somewhere, so you're not feeling certain areas. That's what I would think. I mean, you could be losing fat in the bottom of your foot. That happens. It usually happens to elderly people, but it does happen to younger people too. You can start to lose fat in your heel, but it's probably a nerve issue. But I'd have to examine you to find out. Any recommendations for boots and dress shoes like Thursday Boot, for example? I don't know. The Thursday Boot Company. Wow, those are tapered. Man. Those men's Arizonas are nice from the Thursday Boot Company. So I like Keen boots the best. That's kind of my go-to just because they got a much bigger midfoot, bigger toe. The cushion's better. So dress shoes, honestly, like Vionic are really good in terms of like orthopedic stuff. But dress shoes inherently are not great. So whatever you like, whatever makes you feel good, and like whatever you think looks nice on you, they're all going to probably do equal the amount of harm, which is, not much, but yeah, I mean, so I would say boots, I would say Keen boots, but other than that, it's whatever you like. Best basketball sneaker for wide flat feet, indoor only. Wide flat feet, probably, I mean, anything in the New Balance lines, the P350, P400, just for the width. Dress your shoes for office work. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like the ones I would recommend, the ones that are good for your feet, actually, you're never going to want to wear. So get what you like, get what you think looks nice. That's kind of what I would say. What's going on here? Okay, sorry, I don't know if I missed questions here. I'm going a size up to help accommodate for foot width, but experiencing heel slippage is bigger. Yeah, so you can, if you're talking about, if you want to have the amputation, you can get a custom filled orthotic. If you've had an amputation, hopefully your insurance would cover you to get an orthotic that takes the place of that potentially, or that can fill that area. Thing is, like partial toe sometimes is hard versus a full toe amp. I don't know. I'd have to see it. That's a tough one because I'd have to actually examine you. Don't send me pictures of your toes. Any more about the holes or wear on the back of the shoes inside the collar where the heel is happens to me? Yeah, I mean, typically I just say just put moleskin on it, just something that has a lower coefficient of friction. A lot of times it's the sweat you produce, like the kind of sweat you produce, and you grab the heel sometimes and it rips. So a lot of times getting moleskin in the back there helps stop that. So I tried Move All Day insoles for my retro Jordans, but they make my feet hurt worse than before. Yeah, then I would get them out. Then you don't like them. Yeah, I mean, everybody's different. Just because you see people saying they're great doesn't mean they are. They're fine. Like I said, I mean, there's nothing wrong with Move. It's just they probably don't work for you. If those don't work, you could either try if the baseline. So those are foam. So then you might want to try something more structural, right? If that doesn't work, or you just might not like orthotics. Some people don't. Thank you. I appreciate that, Stuart. I appreciate that. Although after I talked about the APMA seal of approval, who knows? Maybe they'll put me in podiatry jail. Is persistent inflammation in the foot a thing? Yeah, if you've got an inflammatory disease like rheumatoid, Sjogren's, things like that. I mean, it's not normal, but it is a thing. I would get that checked out. Custom orthotics here in our country is a luxury. Whatever the counter insole is best alternative custom. So it just depends, right? Do you want like the structure of a custom orthotic? Then it's the Power Step Pinnacle. Do you want like adaptability? Then it's a Power Step Bridge. Do you want cushion? Then it's a Remind Ready. Or then you there's some like the heat mold. I hate heat moldable orthotics, but there's those too. But if you're looking for moldability, it's Remind. So not certain the right heel is indeed shrunk. The shrinking heel. Back case when fasciitis making me walk weird. Yeah, it could. I mean, there's lots of things that can cause that, so especially like I said, pinched medial or lateral calcaneal nerve. Have you seen persistent inflammation? Oh yeah, of course. I recommend treating the root cause. There is no such thing as just foot inflammation, right? Like the foot is part of a larger system of arteries, veins, nerves, muscles, ligaments, tissues, soft tissue things. So you treat the root cause, like are you having persistent inflammation because you got a stress fracture that's never healed, right? Or do you have like a ripped tendon somewhere that's never healed, or scarring in your plantar fascia, right? Do you have plantar fibromas that no one's ever diagnosed? Do you have an inflammatory nerve condition? Like, I don't know. You have to treat the root cause. That's why people say like, I have weak ankles. No, you don't. You have a weak ligament somewhere. You have a weak tendon somewhere. That's why you got to get a diagnosis. You can't just say I have foot inflammation, because then you're going to start treating all sorts of different stuff and not, pinpoints. You got to pinpoint. Is it harmful to wear soft cushioned shoes like the Vomero? No, just depends. It can be for sure, but soft cushion is different for everybody. Different people can tolerate different levels of it. What was my favorite shoe when you were training in surgical? Oh my God, that was 13. When was that? 2013. Oh my God. That was like 13, 14 years ago. Oh my God. That was a long time ago. I did not want to think about that. I don't know. I mean, the shoes I was wearing back then, I have no idea. I was probably wearing dance clothes. I was probably wearing clogs most of the time because I was like up in surgery all the time. I wore a lot of Crocs in residency just because I was in like the ones that were like the chef's ones that were closed toe, just because I was in surgery all the time. Just you're just standing there like this. So I wore the 1340 by New Balance. I didn't make it anymore, but I was wearing that a lot. Okay. All right. I'm bringing this airplane in for a landing. I got a lot of painting to do today. I got a lot of spousal mandated yard work today. My wife wants to destroy a bench outside. So got to do that. So anyway, I will be back this week. I have 2 videos already recorded that I just got to edit. So those will be out this week. And then probably after those 2 videos, the studio is going to look a lot different. So hopefully you enjoy it. All right, everyone have a great weekend. I will see you soon.